Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bluefish Aquarium YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, the manager of the freshwater department here at Bluefish Aquarium. Today is going to be another installment of our aquarium filter video series. So today we're mostly going to be talking about air-powered filtration maintenance. So this is going along with one of our previous videos which we've already done, which will be right up, link to that will be right up in the corner over here. But basically we're going to tell you and teach you how to maintain and clean your aquarium filters that are air powered. And again, if this is the sort of stuff that you guys are interested in, if you find this video entertaining or educational at all, please feel free to hit like and subscribe. And now let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're over here at an aquarium with an Undergravel filter in it, and I'm going to demonstrate how we maintain these. Don't mind the cloudy water. I just did an algae scrub on the glass, so I've kicked up a bit of dust and debris. That will clear up after our water change. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but basically maintaining an Undergravel filter is doing your water change. So you know, we recommend doing this about once a week. If you miss a week, generally it's going to be okay. So basically all we're going to do is we're going to get our Python water siphon, we're going to dunk it, then we're going to lift up above the aquarium until the water goes down about halfway down the tube, submerge it again, and that has started our siphon. Now, when you watch this, you're going to realize, if you haven't already, that an Undergravel filter is basically just a big vacuum that collects all the fish poop and detritus and all that nasty stuff into the aquarium substrate. So once I dunk this in right here, you should see a whole bunch of nasty brown stuff come up. And I basically like to go in plunging motions. You can pinch the tube. If you start sucking up gravel, you can pinch the tube and drop it down. We're just going to move around and do that, pick it up, drop it, and then typically you really want to do this well right over by where the uplift tube is, because right next to that section is where the strongest force is going to be that sucks up all that nasty stuff, or collects all that nasty stuff, I should say. So let's speed it up a little bit more. And you don't have to be perfect. The goal is not to have a completely clean gravel bed. You know, you want to have some grime and stuff in there still, because that's what the bacteria that the nitrifying bacteria feed on. So you don't want to be too clean, but I generally will just do this up until I'm at about 25-30% done, or after I've done about a 25 to 30% water change on the tank. So just keep going like that. You can see all the nasty stuff. You know, don't be afraid to move decorations and gravel. Decorations and gravel are going to be a great place where this stuff collects, so you really want to make sure you're getting those pockets. Oh man, look at all that. This is honestly one of my the most satisfying filters to clean, I think, just because you can see all the nasty stuff you're removing from the aquarium. Don't forget to get behind the plants back here. Oh yeah. Oh man. Alright, so now that we've got the tank filled back up after our water change and gravel vacuuming, it is time to check our airlines. So if you live in an area with hard water, or you have a tank with very hard water, it is not uncommon for the ends of the airlines inside, or even the air stone, however you have it set up, it's not uncommon for calcium and other mineral deposits to build up and restrict airflow. So what we have to do here at Bluefish Aquarium, and you very likely will have to do at home, is pull the intake tube out. Now there's a few different styles too I didn't mention in the original video. Some of them use this hard plastic thin wall tubing, others use just standard Airline tubing inside the uplift tube. Either way, this is going to be very similar, or a very similar maintenance techniques. Alright, so I don't know if you can see that in there, it might be hard to tell, but that is pretty full of calcium and other deposits. You can see that discoloration there. So all we do is we take a paper clip like this, get my hand out of the shot, and let's bring it closer. All we do is take a paper clip and we just poke through, clean that out really well, and then there you go. Just insert that back in the uplift tube. Just like that. And as you can see, there are a lot more bubbles than there were previously. Get in there. And there we go. The maintenance on an Undergravel filter is now complete. All right, so now that we've learned how to maintain an Undergravel aquarium filter, it is time to learn how to maintain a sponge filter. These work in a very similar fashion to an Undergravel aquarium filter, just a little bit different. As you can see, this filter sticks out of the substrate, so it's a lot more visible. But we're basically going to do the same thing we started with at the last filter. We're going to grab our water siphon. We're going to start a siphon to get a bucket of aquarium water ready for us. Oop. Waited too long. There we go. We're going to wait till our bucket fills up. You can either gravel vacuum or you can just take water out if you're planning on cleaning this. Up to you, depending on what your cleaning schedule looks like. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to take in some clean water just to squeeze this sponge out. All right, now that we've got a bucket of aquarium water ready to go, we're simply going to pop this tube off right there. Remove that. Remove the Airline. Grab both, because up to you whether or not you want to clean this. This is mostly just an aesthetic choice whether or not you want this to be clean. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to take it apart and show you how to clean it as well. Then you're just going to grab your filter and quickly and promptly throw it into the bucket of aquarium water that you have. All right, so now we're going to disassemble the sponge filter a little bit more. We're going to take it out of the bucket a little bit here. See, yep, the bottom part just fell off for me. We're just gonna remove this. Move that, and then there's also another centerpiece in the inside of it. Just push that out, pull it out the other side right here. Drop that, and then we're just gonna put it in the bucket, and we're just gonna squeeze it out. As you can see, there's a lot of nasty stuff coming out, very normal. And we're basically just gonna keep squeezing this until the water we squeeze out of it looks visibly clearer than it is right now. As you can see, there's a lot of really nasty stuff going in here or coming out of it. Now, it's important that for this purpose or for this task that you use used aquarium water because unlike other filter styles that have a separate compartment for housing your nitrifying bacteria, sponge filters facilitate the nitrifying bacteria within them. So if you were to rinse this under hot or cold tap water, you'd very likely kill off all your bacterial colonies, and that can lead to a tank crash, which we definitely do not want. We're just gonna keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And don't be afraid to do this for a while. These can hold a lot of stuff. And in similar fashion to the Undergravel aquarium filter, you don't want it perfectly clean. You know, you still want some gunk in there to help feed and recolonize the bacteria that you're squeezing out of this. All right. As you see there, when I squeeze it, let me fill it up again. When I squeeze that, the water looks, it's still got a little bit of a tint to it, but it's definitely a lot clearer than it was when we first started to squeeze this filter out. All right, so you feel free to go ahead and put this back in there for the time being. All right, so now we've got our handy dandy, let me get this in focus. Come on. Any day now. There you go. Gonna get our handy dandy fluval pipe cleaner, and we're gonna grab that stem, wherever it is floating around here in this nasty bucket. There it is. And we're just gonna clean it out with the pipe cleaner. All right, next up, we're gonna grab our tube again, and we're gonna grab our Aqua Vitro, the pad's algae scrubbing pad, and we're just gonna clean the outside just like this. Get all that nasty stuff off there. Helps if you get this wet. Helps just reduce friction on it. It's starting to get there. Starting to get a little better. All right, now you can see there's still a little bit of stubborn algae on the inside on the bottom here, so we're just gonna fold this up. Just like that. Just stuff it in there and squeeze it around. Right. Now you can do the same thing for good measure on the other side so we can get every spot that we missed. There we go. And now that is a nice and clean filter tube. Next up, we're just going to go ahead and reassemble our sponge filter, squeeze out all that nasty water. You're going to grab all your pieces here. So we got, should be 3 pieces in here. All right, so I'm going to put that right in there. It doesn't matter which way you do this. There's no real upside down or right side up with this. As long as it fits together, that will work. We're going to take on the other side our other piece right here, and we're going to stick that on there. And there's a lot more algae on here than I originally thought, but then we're going to take our weight, stick it on the back side. And like I said, there's a lot more algae on this than I thought, so I'm actually going to take this apart again real quick, and I'm going to hit that with the pad as well. Now this is some pretty stubborn algae. This looks like it's blackbeard algae, so I might not be able to get most of it, but you know, every little bit helps when it comes to keeping a clean equipment. There we go. That's looking a little better, less textured than it was before. We're gonna throw that together again. Don't forget to grab the tube. Let's see. Oh, geez, oh Pete's. Throw that back together. Then don't forget to grab our tube, and we're going to go back to the aquarium and install this all. All right, so now that we've got the sponge filter put back together and inside the aquarium, it's time to get it all hooked back up. So similar to the Undergravel filters, if you have hard water, there's a few spots on these where you will typically get buildup and will restrict airflow. So typically it's going to be this plastic nipple right on the inside where the Airline connects. So I'll just take my paper clip and I'll ream that out real good preventatively. I don't believe this one was clogged at all, but it's good practice just to do it every time you clean it. And then you're going to take your tube, the uplift tube, and you are going to put the Airline through it, just like so. Get a hold of that. You're just going to clip that back right on there and connect the uplift tube. And that is how you maintain and clean a sponge filter. As always, guys, I hope you found this video educational, entertaining, and informative. And if you did, please don't forget to hit the bell icon, like, and subscribe. Don't forget you can also always follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bluefish Aquarium. And don't forget as well that you can get most, if not all, of your water change supplies on our website 24/7 at bluefishaquarium.com. I'll hope to see you guys soon.